Today, I'm giving you a home office tour. I'm going to show you the different locations I have set up, exactly what I use, and finally, what I would change about the setup, if anything. My home office is a standard sized room, and within here we have my gaming setup, my work setup, my creativity setup, and then finally personal development and kind of just self-improvement setup. So let's start with the gaming setup. The PC is a custom computer I built about 7 years ago. It's got a 1080 graphics card, an old i7 CPU, 80 gig of RAM, and a couple of SSD drives. I love my custom built PC. I absolutely recommend you do it. One thing I wish I had done is, I'm gonna put the camera really close to it, but there's like a constant background humming noise, which is quite annoying when I'm filming YouTube videos. I should have spent the extra money and got a slightly better power supply unit or fans that are a bit quieter to reduce some of that constant background noise. Now, this chair is a secret slab chair. They are super expensive, but really good. Previously, I was using just a really cheap basic chair, but given I spend majority of my time in this room because I work from home quite often, I was getting back pain, so I decided to invest in a high quality chair. It's a ridiculous price, but best thing I have ever done. Now, with this chair, I really like how the cushion has a magnet and it kind of just sticks there. On the older models, there was a strap that went around the chair, didn't look as nice. This is the mint green color and it looks quite nice, however, it does get really dirty. Now that's just from general wear and tear. Also, I'm a bit special and I like to kind of sit with my legs up on my chair, and that just doesn't help the situation of keeping it clean. The other thing to be aware of is these are very heavy chairs, and eventually these will leave marks in your carpet. So what I did was I went out and bought a plastic protector from IKEA. They're like 10 bucks and it helps keep your carpet more protected. Moving on to my desk, I've had this one for ages. It's just a cheap IKEA desk. The nice glow I have around the edge of my desk are from Wiz lights. Now when you use LED lights, what you want to do is you want to put the strip where it won't be visible. So here it is on the outer edge. But from your normal point of view, you see that glow, you don't see the actual LED strip, which is exactly what you want. If I had my time again, I wouldn't purchase the Wiz lights. While they are good, the LifeX ones are a lot better. You've got many different patterns and you can have different sections of the light. So instead of just one solid color, you can have many different ones and then they will sync up across your entire house. I think the LifeX ones are just a better product. On the topic of lights, these are the Nanoleaf light panels. They're absolutely amazing. I highly recommend them. You've got many different color options and it can even go to music and the sound of your voice. So here it is picking up the audio from me talking and flashing different colors. Surprisingly, what I like the most about that product is just how bright these lights are. Let me demonstrate by closing my blinds. You can see me quite well because I'm using a good camera, but let me turn the lights right up. That's a huge difference. Super handy, especially if you're creating content or if you're ever in work meetings, because it makes your camera look awesome. For the mouse pad, I am using this custom one I ordered online. Sephiroth and Cloud, absolutely love it, but it's white and it stains so easily. I would recommend getting a darker color. We have the keyboard. Now this is a Ducky 1.3. I quite like the keyboard. It could be better. One thing with white keyboards, I don't know if it'll come up on the camera, but they get dirty quite quickly and you quite often have to clean them. Same with the mouse. This is the glorious Model O mouse. Absolutely love this mouse. Highly recommend. Best one I've used to date. It is extremely lightweight and really good for gaming. We've then got our Alexa device. It's a glorified music player and just gives me notifications of when deliveries come. It does, however, hook into some of my lights, like my Philips Hue behind me. I can control that through voice actions. We then have this Dell monitor. I think it's 32 inches, I'm not sure. It was a freebie from work. And originally I had that in my workstation and these two monitors on my gaming station. But what I found was when it comes to programming and actually doing work, having two smaller monitors was far more productive than having the one big monitor. Also, when it comes to creative work, having a wide monitor really helps, especially when you're doing video editing, because that timeline, what you use all the time, you get more real estate to work with. Now, ideally, I would love to buy an ultra-wide monitor and put my PC on the ground, but unfortunately, money is a thing. So if you enjoy my videos and you'd like to help me, consider subscribing. The more I can build this channel out, the more cool things like that we get to do. Now, the final piece in my gaming setup are Beats Solo 3 headphones. These are hands down the best headphones I have used to date. Lightweight, super compact, you can take them anywhere with you. Battery life is up to 40 hours. I use these every day and only have to charge it like once every fortnight. They're wireless, connect instantly to any device. I use these on my gaming PC when I go for walks, when I go to the gym, when I'm doing chores around the house listening to podcasts. And what I really love about it is not only the extreme battery life, but just how quick it is to connect. You turn it on, instantly connect. If you're already using these with your phone, if you plug it in to use it on your PC, it'll just automatically disconnect and connect to the correct audio source. It's just a great product that I absolutely love, and you can kind of see from the wear and tear that I legitimately use this every day. My only complaint with the 3 is it's not USB-C to charge it. It does look like they've fixed that in the latest version, being the 4. So that's my gaming setup. Let's take a look at my workstation. I currently have separate setups, one for gaming and personal stuff and the other for work. I absolutely love having the 2 separate workstations. One thing people don't talk enough about is switching off when you work from home. I find by having 2 completely separate workstations, it just helps me to really turn off at nighttime. When I shut my laptop down, because I'm in a completely separate desk or like little space within this office, it feels like when I finish work, I've finished work. However, when I was using the one workstation or desk, I found the lines kind of blurred and it was harder to kind of just switch off. The desk is from IKEA, just a cheap handheld standing sit desk. Now I would suggest getting an electric one, spending the extra money. It is quite annoying having to crank that handle every single time you want to change from sitting to standing. Again, mat is a gaming one of Cloud and Sephiroth. This time it is dark, so you can't see all of the dirt. Now this keyboard is a Ducky 12SF, and I absolutely love it. It is actually better than the Ducky 3. I think this is an 85% keyboard, so it doesn't have the number keys down the side, so unfortunately you can't really use it for some games, but it's perfect for work. Again, the glorious Model O mouse. Now this one is wireless, but I did opt to just leave the wire in because it's so light and it felt almost too light. I like having a bit of resistance as I use it. MacBook Pro, and then obviously the 2 monitors. Very basic, but I quite like the minimal setup, especially when it comes to a professional workspace. Now, onto my favorite space, which is my creative space. Here I have all of my different camera equipment, gimbals, GoPros, microphones, everything. I absolutely love this setup. It is by far my favorite feature in the room. Now the pegboards themselves are from IKEA, the lights from WFH. The different parts are just really plug and play. You can take them off, you can switch them out, you can put whatever setup or accessories you want. They kind of just slot into place. Highly recommend setting something up like this. Why I really love it is, as someone who really wants to get better at content creation, having all my camera gear charged and readily accessible makes it that much easier to get the motivation to just film. Now, one improvement I would like to make sometime in the future is to put more cables in so that I can charge it directly on here. At the moment, I charge it at my PC and then put the charge product here. It'd just be really nice if I could have that all in the one station, but we've just had a 3rd child and I'm most likely going to be kicked out of this room at some stage, which I'm still coming to terms with. So we're not going to do any major setup changes until that happens. Now, the final area along this entire wall here is my self-development and improvement journey. While I make tech content here, there are many things and goals I want to achieve in life. And so I like to write them down so every time I walk in, I get reminded of what I'm working towards. And then I have a bookshelf of every self-development and improvement book I have ever read in my lifetime. I like having that visual representation. Now I did try to give it some color with the Philips Hue light in the background to give a bit of a glow. And I did put a grassy panel with some fairy lights. I am eventually going to take that down just because I barely use it. And this bookshelf I would like to change because it wasn't designed for this room. We originally bought this from IKEA and merged it together for a completely different house, but it's a bit big for this room, and as you can see, it overlaps from where the door is, so I can't actually open this door without it hitting and damaging. At some stage, we're going to replace a bookshelf and probably get rid of that panel and replace it with some kind of motivational poster, just to stick with the theme of self-improvement. So that is my entire workstation in a nutshell. We had the gaming setup, we had the workstation, we had the creativity studio, and then we had the self-improvement, self-development area. That's my current setup. It's extremely functional. Like I said, we're going to change in the future when we get kicked out of this room. So yeah, that's a quick run through of my home office setup and everything that I use on a day-to-day basis. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.